You're listening to the Low Pressure Podcast, the podcast for skiers.
Presented by CMH Heli Skiing and Peak Performance.
We started here, we shot a bunch of POW, and that was really fun. And then we had the opportunity to go to Sentry Lodge, one of the Golden Alpine Holidays lodges in Golden.
Yep. Hoji works for them, right?
Yeah, Hoji
and Maddie
is a custodian
Richard
up there, and Maddie and Isaac and a bunch of those guys, and that is just the dream place to go skiing. Cool? Oh my god! Especially I grew up when I grew up watching ski movies. I was watching Chris Rubens and Hjorleifson ski these lines at Golden Alpine Holidays while I lived in Canmore and was skiing around Golden, and I knew, I was like, that's the dream. Yeah. And then this past season, and especially watching those guys ski the lodge spines at Sentry Lodge.
Aren't they like right there?
They're right there. You wake up, my bedroom window was like, you'd see these, you could scope your line from your bedroom window.
Are they below the lodge or like?
They're like right across. Like you literally, it's optional to put your skins on because you can just skate over there. But we'd put our skins on because you walk around a bit. And just the snowpack. But yeah, it's literally right there. And then growing up, is like I was watching movies, and Eric and Chris and all these guys were skiing Golden Alpine Holidays, specifically the lodge spines. And it's like, that's the dream. And then last season, I got the opportunity, and I found myself skiing the lodge spines with Chris and Eric. It was like, whoa, that's a moment. That was my dream come true.
Right?
Like,
that's pretty sick.
Childhood dream come true. So that was really fun. Yeah, just that whole trip was incredible. We had 10 days of great snow and stability and such a wicked crew.
Right?
Yeah.
And you're skiing with your hero?
Skiing,
Chris Rubens.
Like, I love Eric, and then Alexi and Stan. I skied with them a bunch in the past few years. I definitely look up to those guys, and it was like, all of us together at Sentry skiing, and it's such a good crew.
Was that the highlight of your career so far, I figure?
Yeah, I think that one morning skiing the lodge spines with Eric and Chris and Stan and Alexi.
Is there like a moment where you're like standing on top of the spines and you get like,
wow. You're kind of in the moment when you're doing it, but when you're drinking beers kind of at the lodge right after, it's like settling in. Like,
are you like, do you have a moment where you just kind of sit back with a beer in your hand and you look around and you're like, that just happened, this is happening, this is my life right now?
I'll definitely never forget that one. Yeah, and you're like late at night having a beer outside looking at the stars. You're like, oh, check that off the list.
Yeah, sweet. So that was, and then what else? You said that you get a bunch of stuff that happened this past season that you were pumped on.
Yeah, we did. I had a crazy winter. I didn't have anything planned going into the winter, like not one trip.
Just like the one coming up.
Yeah. I have nothing planned for this winter, but last winter I spent 1 week at home because we had the Sentry trip, and that was trip of a lifetime. And then we got home, and then it was really good in Revelstoke, so we did a Revy trip where we ended up staying in a little town just south of Revelstoke for 4 days, and it put it -30, but the snow was really good, so we stayed there and got a bunch of filming done, which was really fun. And then I got home and it was like, okay, time to chill out for a bit and see my friends and hang out. And then Ian Morrison actually had contact tracing for COVID, so he couldn't go on this next trip.
Oh, I think I heard about that.
Monashees trip. Yeah. I felt so bad for Ian because
I heard about that.
Such a sick trip lined up.
I heard about that. What a bummer. But it worked out for you.
And it's like he didn't even have COVID, but it's like someone he worked with within the past 7 days got tested, but Ian didn't. So I was like,
I got contract traced. I had to shut it down for 10 days because of the same thing.
So Ian couldn't go on this trip, so I got the opportunity to go to Monashees with Sam and Cole and Riley, which was super fun. And yeah, we had 4 wicked days of skiing at Monashees. We hit it so good. It was like blue sky, deep, and stability the first 3 days, so we got some stuff done. And then the last night, another funny story. So the last night we were at Monashees, and there wasn't there was a decent amount of snow in the forecast, so we're like, oh, it's going to be a powder day tomorrow. And then it was our last night there, so we were hanging out pretty late and drinking quite a bit. And then it was like 11 or 10:30, and someone was like, it's not quite snowing yet. And then someone's like, we better drink it deep. Because the snow had kind of turned to not the greatest snow. We're like, we need a good reset to have a good day tomorrow.
Yeah.
So we knew we weren't going to be too productive unless it got really deep. So someone was like, we better drink it deep. So we drank a fair bit that night. And then 1 a.m. or 2 a.m, we were walking our way back to our room, and it was snowing toonies. And we were like, oh, it worked! And then we woke up, and there was 60 centimeters on the ground overnight from like 1 a.m, and we woke up and had the deepest day of our season.
Wow.
And it was just...
a little hungover, but stoked.
Oh, it was...
Just crack a beer in the morning and keep it going, right?
No, it was a fun day.
You've been listening to the Low Pressure Podcast, the podcast for skiers. This has been a Redmark Media production.